Time now for sports with Scott Breen.
Welcome back, everybody. Recent West High graduate Jaden Bienvenue is a jack of all trades. All-state in football, one of the top class AA throwers in track and field. But Q2's Athlete of the Week also has some additional hidden talents. Our Alec Boffinger shows us.
Jaden Bienvenue might just be the most interesting kid in Montana. You may know him for his physical, nasty play along the Billings West offensive line, or as one of the state's best shot put and discus throwers. But that's just the tip of the iceberg for Bienvenue. He's tried his hand at a few different sports growing up, including motocross, where he had a wild amount of success.
My grandpa was in restoring cars, rat rods, hot rods, painting them, all that. We actually had 56 Ford that he hand restored by himself, kind of how he lives on for me. And my dad did a little drag racing, was always kind of into motorcycles and all that. And so he got me and my brother in the motorcycles when we were really young. I think I first started riding, just putting around the house when I was probably 3 or 4.
Ultimately, he had to give up motocross before the age of 15. A freak accident sent Bienvenue to the hospital with major injuries, causing him to rethink his commitment to the sport.
I was in Gillette, Wyoming for the series championship race, and I had kind of been back and forth between the Montana and Wyoming series, and I was leading the Wyoming series in both my classes, so all I had to do was finish, and I would have won. But first lap, first moto, go up and Gillette just kind of sits in this bowl, the track does, and there's a big triple up on top of the hill. I was going past this kid for a lead, and he tried to throw a whip and hit my tire, sent me in a nosedive. And so that was a 60-foot triple, and I landed in the flat on my head. Probably would have killed me, but I had a neck brace on. So, you know, it saved me, and I was knocked out, unconscious. They life flighted me to Denver, finally woke up in Denver. And then I spent the week there and came back. Had a traumatic brain injury. It was a severe concussion.
That head injury is one of the main reasons Bienvenue opted not to play football at the collegiate level and focus on his studies instead. It will also open up Bienvenue's free time to explore his other passion, music.
So my dad and I, we used every weekend, from the time I was probably 5 years old, we were gone every weekend racing motocross and spent a lot of hours out on the road. You know, it kind of became like a brother to me. You know, it's kind of being out on the road, and you know, to pass the time, we'd always have music going, and always had a knack for that old school music, and it rocks. It rocks.
Bienvenue is now honing his craft as a country music artist. He's played on radio shows, at a local benefit for a family in need, and, most frequently, over in Bridger, where you can hear the deep, booming voice of the kid alongside a team of local musicians. If he's learned anything over the past few years, it's to write what you know.
Write what you know about. You can't pretend to be something you're not. You know, so that's Chris Ledoux said that, and it's kind of something that's always stuck with me playing music and writing music, is just write about what you know. Don't be something you're not. And you know, so I look at that, you know, out here where I live, you know, everything that I do, the times around us, everything like that, you know, I just write it, put it in a melody, give it a little rhythm, and turn her loose, I guess. Sometimes in life, you lose holding the reins. You try your best, but just...
Or what a talent. Jaden tells us he'll study finance engineering this fall at Montana Tech. We're back in a moment.